Thursday, good day of the week, solid day of the week, isn't it? Really solid. It's got real backbone, Thursday does. Hobbies, we've all got them, we've all got them. I hope we've all got them anyway. Big thing, hobbies. And I think with me, if I have a hobby, I have to be careful that it doesn't sort of take control of my life, and that I don't try and be the best in the world at it, because it doesn't matter how good you are at your hobbies. That's what they are, they're hobbies. I think the world we live in with social media and all that, there's like pressure, not really from anyone, just from looking at Instagram accounts. I think there's this pressure that you need to make your hobbies like either like a secondary income, or you just got to be like really good. You've got to be like the best, painter if you do painting, producer, table tennis player potentially. I think sport is different because the very nature of sport is trying to win, trying to be the best. Whereas hobbies, especially creative things, they're not necessarily all about being the best you can be. They can be just about expressing yourself in that present moment. A lot of painters will just have no plan and they'll just do whatever comes out of their body. They're not trying to be the best they can be. But bring like social media into it, and it gives you this new world that doesn't really exist of people who are amazing at everything, and you see the absolute best of everything that humans are able to do, and the worst. But you sort of disregard the worst things, don't you, when you're looking at it. I do anyway, with creative things, I just look at the best stuff. I'm like, wow, I could never do that. And the fact is, it doesn't matter what you're able to do. What does matter is what you're getting out of the hobbies that you do in your spare time. And have you truly got any hobbies? Because I've got too many. I've unfortunately got too many, and I'm always trying to manage them, because part of my brain's always trying to like improve at all these hobbies and do it all the time, because I've pretty definitely got ADHD. So it's just like I get hyper focused on something, I can't think about anything else, and I try my hardest to listen to instructions about how to put the washing machine on, and it's like an impossible task. It's pissing in the wind. So yeah, I've got too many hobbies, and I have to remind myself that they are just hobbies. They're not important. They're not what define me. They're what keep me peaceful, but they're not important in terms of the outcome of the hobby isn't important. The actual act of doing it is very important. It keeps me sane. It keeps me happy. It makes me be able to turn up to work the next day more or less with a fresh head and ready to tackle the day, I guess. Is that what hobbies are for? I don't know. Even the term hobby just reminds me of like people who paint like metal aeroplanes and nothing else, like a hobby craft shop. But I'm more on about like fishing, surfing, anything you do in your spare time. And I guess again, my message is, are you aware of what you're doing in your spare time? Spoke about that yesterday, about how I just can't tolerate wasting time anymore. But the hobbies that you're choosing to do, are you actually like choosing them? Have you got actual hobbies that you're choosing to do and you're thriving because of? So when I was drinking, I was not in that headspace at all. I did have certain hobbies, but they weren't important to me, because to be honest, drinking was my hobby. That was my one and only hobby, and it surpassed being a hobby. It was my life, really. Nothing else really mattered as long as I was having a drink. And if I wasn't having a drink, it was all about how could I get to having a drink and get away with it without getting in trouble. It was a horrible way to live. Whereas now it's completely the opposite. My main focus is, how can I be productive at work, get home, be productive at home, and then at the end of the day, do a little half an hour for myself that relaxes me, keeps me grounded, keeps me happy. And if I string together like a month of days like that, and then even a year, and then a lifetime, that's great. That is great for me. I don't need any more than that. Because there's not really any more than that exists, to be honest, without getting too spiritual. Like, obviously money can bring immediate sort of excitement, big purchases. I think it's been proven there's like a 48-hour window where a purchase is like truly exciting, and it does give you dopamine, and you're like buzzing, this is amazing. But then it's just normal then. Your brain just adjusts to what you've got, material possessions, and that's just normal then. So that's why it's so hard for, you know, really rich sportsmen and musicians or anyone who's rich to find happiness, because they're made to feel like having all these material possessions should result in real satisfaction in life. But it's irrelevant. It is completely irrelevant. As long as you've got like a roof and a meal and a jacket to wear when it's cold, talking about jackets again, that's all that matters. That's all you need. Everything else is just a luxury that your brain just adjusts to once you've got it. So I spent quite a lot of money yesterday on a new laptop because I needed one. I was really excited to get home and go on it and put all my music on there and download apps and all this. Now it's set up. So the next morning, I had to go on it to do a few things this morning. Already, my brain is like, right, that's just part of your life now. That's just normal. And I know it's like a laptop, so they're not that exciting anyway, really. But on the day, I was really excited. It was a little boost. But you just get used to whatever you've got. So don't go chasing it. Don't go chasing that sort of stuff, because it doesn't end in eternal happiness. Eternal happiness doesn't really exist. I feel like life is just, now I'm getting real deep, life is just a series of challenges. And you overcome one challenge, get to the top of a mountain, and it reveals another mountain. And that is life. And you may as well enjoy that, because the challenges do not go anywhere. You might have big periods in between of just peace and nothing going on, stillness, but the challenges will always come back. I feel like I'm always sort of trying to ready my brain for these challenges, and when they do come now, I'm like into it. I'm like, yeah, that's what happens, that's what life is, let's go, let's do this, what do we need to do? And it's just miles away from what I used to do when I used to be drinking and when I used to be, you know, not in a good spot really, mentally. I wasn't able to cope with all them things. So keep going, whatever you're doing. Don't feel the need to turn your hobby into a job. And don't feel the need to turn your hobby into an Instagram page that is trying to prove that you're really good at something. It doesn't matter. All these, hopefully Instagram's going to get shut down in like 2 years or something, and it just turns ridiculous. Goes full AI, and we don't have to worry about it anymore. We can just have a nice, normal life. I'm sure that isn't the case. Sure, something else will crop up. In the meantime, keep doing the daily dirt. See you tomorrow.